I'm here.
Hi!
He's finally made it, ladies and gentlemen.
How's it going?
Welcome,
Spazzy boy.
to the podcast, the Jonesin podcast.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
But
Known him since high school, but okay.
Yeah, Jewish M&M over there.
Shut the fuck up.
That's King Jonesy. That's obviously Spazz.
Yes.
This is Bud Jones.
The actual Bud Jones.
The only one that doesn't have a lot of experience in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
he's been skeptical about this. I can't even fucking talk. Skeptical about this whole fucking thing.
I don't trust cameras.
But anyways, today's podcast.
That's an odd way to start a podcast. Anyway.
Yeah, today's topic is wrestling part 2 because, like I said, Spazz was not here, aka the delete. You must become obsolete, Bud Jones.
That's not
I'd get up and show you the back where it says obsolete, but there's not a lot of room to work with in this studio.
No, there's
3
a
inches.
very limited amount of space.
Yeah.
For sure.
But,
Anyways, King Jonesy, Spazz,
Yep.
Bud Jones,
yeah. Wrestling.
and we're going to cover
Invade.
probably mostly 1990s, 2000s wrestling with gaming.
Yes, with
Gaming
with the
involved.
early video games of wrestling, including, the likes of the first PlayStation, which I didn't have a lot of experience with, the Nintendo 64,
Which we have
Yada,
a lot
yada,
of
yada.
experience with.
Oh yeah,
And to think, to this day, that we still have WCW NWO versus
we
the
do.
world.
We
I
definitely do.
have that at my house
World
right
Tour.
now,
It was World Tour.
Oh.
And then we had WCW NWO Revenge. We didn't have
which I
Mayhem.
also have at my house.
We didn't have Mayhem.
I have that somewhere. It just doesn't work.
Of course,
Last
that
time we
fucking
checked, both of ours worked.
and they
I'm
were
sure.
fine, surprisingly.
My copy of Mayhem doesn't work, but
That is-
I do have the NWO versus WCW, Revenge and World Tour. I have WWF No Mercy, which was the best one in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just because you could throw weapons and pick them back up if you wanted to. I
That was awesome.
always set my created character to where when he goes to grab something out of the crowd, it's always the fucking bell.
How
Just
the
because-
hell do you do that?
You got to go into your creation settings to do that.
Oh, I never did.
It's
I never got that far with it.
I was so always elaborate when it came to my character's moveset,
Right.
and it carries forward to this day from when I was a kid.
Right.
I would always set it to where my character would go in the crowd, grab a weapon, and it was always the bell.
Yeah.
Just because I like the sound of the bing whenever you hit him with it.
Right.
Same sound when you throw it at
And
him,
it was
too.
effective. It was like one of the more
Very fucking effective.
Yeah.
I'd be that cheating bastard that would get in the ring with the fucking bell. I'd run and hit my opponent, knock his ass out. As soon as he got back up, charge at him again.
Yeah. Just keep going and going. Get his head all the way fucking in the red zone.
That's why
They didn't have that much.
no.
They
Like,
didn't?
no.
Back
no,
then?
Back then they did not have like the body
What did they have?
pain
back
or
then?
whatever.
I
They
can't
just
remember.
had the spirit bars.
Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah, and then they go
And
from
then-
like blue, which is like poor health, or like about ready to give
And
up
then
to
all the
like
way
red.
to
Or,
like orange, and once it starts blinking, you hit that fucking joystick, and you can do your special after your dude does a taunt and whatever you fucking set for him.
Yeah.
And then, some people don't even know that with that mechanic that they had, whenever it's starting to blink and you go to hit the joystick for a special. If you have Mankind as your character and you go to get your special going when he does the taunt, if you let him do his taunt, he actually pulls a sock out of his pants.
Yeah.
And he has Mr. Sacco to do the fucking...
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, we when me and Bud first got our first wrestling game was World Tour, and fucking he figured out as soon as like the second day we got it, he figured out how to fucking put me on the ropes and fucking send me to the turnbuckle and fucking bounce my head off of it.
Yeah, that was my favorite move. Like where you get him, mostly when you get him on the outside of the ropes, and he's like leaning in, fucking still unconscious.
Yeah.
You just take his head and bash him into the fucking every time.
Yeah.
Dude, that was like 10 times a fight I do that.
And I'd fucking about ready to kill you.
See, one thing that disappoints me about going from those old school games to the new wrestling games is the move that's called the TKO. That's my favorite move out of the old school games. It's mainly on WrestleMania 2000, which is another N64 game I have at my house.
We both have it.
And then I also have the No Mercy, which it's on there too. But you put them on your shoulders like you're about to give them an attitude adjustment. And you almost go for like a reverse version of the F5 that Brock Lesnar does, but it ends up turning into a stunner.
Right.
And like you straight up sit down and he just right off your shoulder.
Yeah.
They completely fucked it up whenever they put it back in the new games.
Yeah.
Now, when you go to do it, your character lays down instead of giving him a stunner.
Right.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh god. That's one thing that pisses me off is when they fuck with games.
Yeah.
Like the move was fine the way it was. It lived up to its name, TKO, because I won a lot of matches by knocking motherfuckers out. And that's one thing I fucking loved about that game. New games, That's it. Just,
Like they upped the graphics and they added new moves, but
Now, if they had the rights to remake WWF No Mercy from the N64 onto new gen consoles,
holy god,
I would be mind blown. Except I would not allow it to be made by 2K.
fuck you,
Fuck
2K.
no.
Don't even know what 2K is, but fuck
It's
it.
It's the company that makes the newer wrestling games.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, they're the publisher.
Is that the same people
Well, yeah.
that
They
do
use
like
their-
everything that's 2K, which is like fucking
like 2K.
FIFA 2K or fucking whatever?
It's like the NBA 2K games.
Right.
Same company,
Yeah.
same publishers.
Yeah, because they just uses their real engine or whatever it is,
Something like that.
a graphical engine or some shit like that, and then Ukes creates the video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I miss the good old days of SmackDown versus Raw because they actually had great fucking storylines.
Oh,
Now, WWE 2K19, great storyline.
yeah.
Some of the voice acting was kind of spotty. It's hilarious that John Cena did not play the part of John Cena in the game when you play story mode. And that's the part that fucking gets me because it almost sounds like they had Randy Orton come in the booth. They're like, okay, you gotta be John. And he's like, hey, that's it. Shitty voice acting on the part of whoever did John Cena.
Oh my god.
But the guy that is actually...
Who's John Cena? You hurt his feelings.
I don't fucking care.
That's sick.
Whenever the crowd's chanting, let's go Cena, Cena sucks, I'm on this side. I used to love John Cena, and then he became way overrated.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I was
Like,
complete
he-
opposite. When he first came out and did like the Thug Life and this, that, and the other thing, I
That
fucking hated him. I did not like that.
that's the time I loved him, because that's when I was like heavy into rap and
Right.
listening to Eminem, Ice Cube, shit like that.
See, that's what we're talking about last podcast about rap and wrestling.
Yeah,
Right.
it was horrible though. He was like, that guy's from like Connecticut, dude. He ain't from nowhere
From Newbury,
hardcore.
Massachusetts,
At all, dude.
motherfucker.
He was like Shane McMahon's best friend growing up. That guy is not rap material at all.
He can rap.
He
He
can't.
rap.
We don't know if he can rap.
He
Somebody
can.
whoever wrote the raps could rap.
He wrote his own lyrics, but some of them were like complete trash in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like a couple years ago for the wrestling game, I think it was 2K16 or 17. He actually dusted off his mic, so to speak, and he did a couple songs with Wiz Khalifa and a couple other people.
Yeah.
His part was so fucking terrible in both songs. Like he sounded like he had never rapped in his life at this point. And oh my god, it was god awful. Like John Cena, you should have just left it when you were fucking bashing K-Fed and Britney Spears back then. Those were the glory days of your
God.
rapping. Now, you're an old man. We can see your bald spot. It's just like mine. So, just put down the mic, walk away slowly. That's my opinion.
I think the last bit of good rapping that he had was against The Rock when fucking they were doing that rap concert.
Shit
I just
happened.
realized that we are started recording again. Okay.
He's like, wait, what's going on? Why is the camera red? Are you recording?
Damn it. Anyways, the old man came over and stopped our recording. So
Yes.
he'll be back over here in about
3
another
minutes.
2 minutes or so.
He's gonna
2
walk
hours.
in. Woo! Woo!
Swear to God if he does that. But yeah, we're talking about the rock and rap concert or some shit.
It was horrible.
And I think you're gonna offer a rebuttal.
I was gonna offer a rebuttal with John Cena versus The Rock and a rap battle shit. The Rock, in my opinion, laid Cena out to waste. Just because The Rock is so fucking witty. He always has been. Go back to the fucking late 90s when he was just becoming to get big.
Yeah.
Always fucking laying everybody out with his mic skills.
Bob, but my name's Bill. It doesn't matter what your name is. There he is.
There's the old man right there.
Dun.
What do you know, old timer?
He will be in frame here and
Just
right
chilling,
now.
you know.
Just chilling.
There he is.
Here I am.
Completely
Yeah.
overexposed.
He is completely
That's
white.
because in this podcast, he is God. He's just
Jesus
all
is
white and
God.
glowy.
Jesus is God, I guess. Almighty God. He's a
Anyways, who's your favorite wrestler, old man?
Ric Flair.
There you go. See?
Ric Flair.
Called it.
There's so much white on one side and there's so much
Darkness on the other.
darkness.
The darkness is coming.
Fuck your couch.
Mine
Anyway,
another one, you
We
rich
was
motherfucker.
talking about wrestlers in the 90s last week, dude. We didn't even mention, like, the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah,
What the
we-
hell's wrong with you guys?
Because we were talking about like ECW and shit.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about
Yeah.
hardcore. He's not really hardcore, but...
He was a pussy.
Oh man,
He was.
we're hello demonetization.
Oh.
We ain't gonna make no money off of
You're
this.
supposed to cuss.
Shit.
Yeah, we cuss all the time. We
all
cuss the whole fucking
one we
time.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should
Ultimate
see
Warrior
how-
was a pussy.
You should see all the shit we've said on the other channel.
Oh my-
It's fucking terrible.
God.
We're sitting there roasting each other and oh my god, it gets rough.
But yeah, check out Professional It's Gaming. Selfless plug.
Selfless plug.
I already did that last week. We gotta do it every week. Just kidding. But
Oh man.
Yeah, the Ultimate Warrior.
so Ultimate Warrior's a pussy, yeah?
Yep.
Why is he a pussy?
Because he never beat anybody worth a fuck.
No, he pretty much came in and they handed him every fucking thing.
Yep.
Because the way he looked, because he was
He
fucking
was Vince
jacked.
McMahon's little
Yep.
boy is what he was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Although, if it wasn't for Ultimate Warrior, I don't think Sting would have been as great as he became.
Yeah.
Sting is the icon.
Isn't there conspiracy theory around the fact that there were two warriors, or was that like...
No,
Yeah.
they were a team back when Sting first got in to the whole wrestling
Right.
thing because he had that style of face paint for the longest time. And it even shows on some of the old WCW videos before he went fucking crow on everybody.
Yeah.
And he did get the idea from the Crow with his newer face paint, so to speak. So, in case y'all didn't know, now you know.
Yeah.
I remember Sting was in NWA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like young Sting. Was that face? They had face paint back then? Really?
That was Surfer Sting.
Oh
Stinger.
yeah.
He had
They
the
call him the
face paint.
Stinger.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
I'm not
That-
a big Sting fan.
That's like looking back to when Stone Cold had hair when he was stunning
The
Steve
stunning
Austin.
Steve Austin back in the day.
With Brian
It was a
Pillman,
fucking horrible
Brian
gimmick
Pillman
for
and
fucking...
Stunning Steve Austin.
the fucking Hollywood Blondes.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Glory days.
How do you go from being a Hollywood blonde to being the Texas rattlesnake? How does...
The King of the Ring.
Shave your head.
That's
Shave your
that's
head.
it. The King of the Ring is what got him to turn fucking heel, and that's when he became the rattlesnake. And from then on, he's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, he's been a bad motherfucker since 1996.
And he will always go down in history as a bad motherfucker.
He'll go down. as
Stone
the-
Cold.
Oh.
Yeah, he'll go down as the greatest
What?
wrestler to ever live. No
What?
fucking doubt.
What?
What?
He,
You're really gonna say that with your dad standing right behind you?
Yeah.
And tools?
We tried it.
oh shit! I forgot about that. Motherfucker came down here holding a trident and threatened to fucking kill me. Now he really is.
Okay.
You bury me in an undisclosed location.
Too big.
That's too big of a hole, too much time to dig.
Yeah.
Now if you just stuff me in the
That'll
fucking
work.
crawl space in the house and fucking call it good. Put some lime on it.
Just put him against, just tape him against the wall and tape over it and paint over it.
What, honey? What's that lump on the wall? Oh, that's your young son. I killed him.
That's your baby boy.
Yeah, we lost a bet, and it was for life.
Yeah. Your mother had a dream one time that me and Scotty took you fishing, and she come to where we came home, and she said, "Where's Logan?" Well, he drowned it. We put him in the freezer. We pulled him out of the freezer, and there he was.
What the fuck?
What's that got to do with wrestling?
Yep.
He put up a fight, that's how.
I was probably like 4 at the time.
He drowned because we drowned him. Is what?
No, he drowned. She didn't go.
He tried elbow dropping a fish and he didn't come back up.
Cracked his
still
skull.
away.
Good God, it's
We were too busy. We couldn't get him out.
we were too busy catching fish.
You see how much?
But on the bright side, we got fish.
You come
Yeah,
over. Oh my God, that's horrible.
But anyways, on to wrestling once again.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I want to know. What is your favorite Ric Flair moment?
When he got naked when we went to see him up there in Minneapolis. Handcuffed himself to the ring.
Yeah, he
They
did.
wouldn't leave the fucking ring. That's the funniest shit you ever see.
Fucking, he wanted a match or some shit,
And you could only see him on the big
Yeah,
screen
we
because
was-
we had
we was so
nosebleeds.
far back.
Yeah, we was up in the nosebleeds, and from where we were at, it looked like fucking, because he's wearing red short, or not red shorts, but his red fucking underwear, and it just looked like a red dot running across the ring.
Yep.
It looked like fucking Pong, but red. And it was fucking horrible. And then every once in a while you hear a woo! You're like, oh, Flair's wrestling.
Who is that? Woo! Oh, okay. That's how you know when you're in the nosebleeds.
Yep, and then you hear something like, let me tell you something, brother. He's wrestling Hogan, apparently.
Wait, did he just do a leg drop? Oh no, it's Flair selling once again.
Like I do feel out of the loop here because I'm the only one that hasn't been to.
No, you're not, because he's never been
I've
to
never
one.
been to one.
Really?
Either. No. I was too young when
Yeah,
Tracy
he's-
when I
he's
bought
like
these.
Hell, he's like, no, he was like
4.
2, dude.
I was 4.
He was old enough to watch it on TV.
Oh,
Yeah.
he might have been, yeah. How old? Because I don't know how old
You
I was.
were.
I was probably 12.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was 4 at the
I
time.
don't remember nothing. I remember me and Vincent trying to run down the stairs so we could go see the fucking Nitro Girls.
Remember we went out to the cars where they was getting out of limos
Yep,
and
yeah,
shit?
and Bam Bam Bigelow and fucking Hulk.
Oh,
I don't know if
Bam
Hulk was
Bam.
there.
Oh, I
Oh my
remember the
God.
same fucking car. They all fighting one
Fucking
another.
cheap sons of bitches. Only get one limousine for like 10 fucking
Yeah.
people. No, it was awesome.
Can you imagine trying to fit like the entire roster in a clown car?
That's pretty much what it was.
You
Where's Rey
can tell
Mysterio? Check the floorboard.
Where's Kidman? Oh, he's up in the dash.
You trying to get product placement, Logan?
Yeah. We're trying.
Yes, this will come into play later.
Yeah, because we get to fucking
Ghost
try
pepper
these.
chips.
That was
And Dad
my
gets to
idea
taste
and
one
his
as
idea.
well.
Alright.
You tried a ghost pepper chip, haven't you?
No.
Oh,
You like spicy food, though. Did you make
Well-
that pork butt yet?
You had to start at 11 o'clock tonight.
Oh my
You
god.
got cooked 12 hours, dude.
You got to cook it in the stove for 12
No,
hours?
Put in one of them roasting things for 200 for 12 hours.
Christ.
back to wrestling.
Once again. But
Oh man.
Who's other good wrestlers from the 90s?
we didn't talk about we talked a little bit about The Rock, but we didn't talk about him a lot last time.
Yeah.
Stone Cold we didn't touch.
Yeah, we talked
We
about
touched
Stone
him a
Cold
little bit. That didn't
Whoa.
sound right.
Phrasing, buddy. Stone Cold does not get touched. He touches.
That's bad.
Who else did we talk about? Bam Bam Bigelow.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Bam Bam Bigelow was
Hat-
fucking awesome.
Which, by the way, he had one of the greatest cameos in a movie of all time when he cameoed in Major Payne.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Major Pain?
It's a movie.
With
Damon Wayans.
yeah, with one of the Wayans brothers.
He's a drill instructor.
Oh, really?
Damon
Yeah.
Wayans,
You've seen that before?
It sucks.
It's old enough that it's on VHS. I used to have it on VHS.
Yeah.
Major Pain.
Now, when it comes to WrestleManias, in my opinion, WrestleMania, well, it's naming pretty much the N64 game, WrestleMania 2000,
Yeah.
around that era. It was the WrestleMania that had the first ever triangle tag team TLC match with the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudleys. Great fucking match. Yeah. Oh my god, favorite of all time.
Seeing fucking Jeff get hit with a spear from fucking 30 feet up. Oh my god.
And then jumping 30 feet to do a swanton on Bubba onto a table.
And that was
intense.
Oh my god.
As you can tell, Jeff
Hardy Boys was the greatest fucking tag team ever.
We said that last time. It was fucking...
As far as hardcore goes, when it came to TLC matches, there's like second to none with the fucking Hardy Boys.
Right.
And then
not the later Hardy Boys. I guess Jeff was still kind of high flying.
Yeah, he's still
Matt
more
has slowed it down a lot.
Yeah, it's because with Matt having one of his signature moves be the leg drop from the top rope.
Yeah,
he's landed on his ass so many times it fucked up his tailbone and his spine.
Yeah.
So he hasn't done as much high flying as he did back in the day when they were wearing fucking goth clothes.
You're telling me that Jeff with the Swanton Bomb hasn't fucked his back? He did a Swanton Bomb every goddamn time he wrestled.
If I remember right from the Triangle Tag Team match, he had set, I think, Devon or Bubba on a ladder, went to go do a 450 splash. They moved out of the way, and he landed on his ankle on the ladder.
Right.
And fucked it up. I mean, he still continued with the match, but I'd probably be on the ground in the corner crying.
Fucking, we're talking about with ladders and such, and fucking Terry Funk came to mind when he did the fucking moonsault off the fucking ladder and landed on his neck.
We're back.
Well, if you're wondering where the old man went,
he disappeared.
He disappeared. He whispered in the wind for us.
We sprinkled some fairy dust on him. He's fucking gone. He'll be back temporarily.
He's
just gone.
He'll be back momentarily.
Anyways, Hardy Boys,
Terry Funk, all that lovely shit.
Yeah,
yep, Terry Funk's the shit.
Speaking of Terry Funk, fucking him and Sabu have had so many awesome matches.
Were we talking? No, we weren't talking about him and Sabu.
We were talking about Sandman and New Jack.
Oh god,
yeah, New Jack was fucking crazy.
Sandman was a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah, I was talking last week. I was like, he's the only guy that would purposely bust himself open before every match with a fucking beer can.
Right,
and with a full beer can, before he even popped the top on, just sit there and fucking that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Just like Stone Cold, 90% of it was on him.
Yeah,
he barely had a drop.
Yeah, he probably didn't drink any of that. Like when he sit there and go like this, none of it made it in his mouth.
But yeah, Sandman.
Yeah,
crazy motherfucker.
Crazy son of a bitch. But let's transition.
One of the few to come. Like every entrance came from the audience, which is fucking awesome.
Right.
But I want to transition into another promotion that we didn't really cover last time. Is TNA. 2001 to 2006 TNA.
See, all I really know about TNA is like Rhino was a big deal in TNA when they first got it, or when they first came out.
Yeah.
The Rhino was fucking awesome. I like Rhino as a wrestler.
Yeah.
Just because he did what was his was the spear, but it was called the gore, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he was much better at spearing people or goring people than fucking Goldberg was.
What the fuck was that?
Another person who pretty much the whole man's right there. Another person that pretty much got handed a career was Goldberg. When he first came in, it was fucking Goldberg all the time.
Yep.
And then the couple times that they wanted to mock Goldberg, so they got Oldberg.
And then they got Gilbert.
Goldberg.
Yep.
Bill Gilbert.
Man. Like there's so much when it comes to old school wrestling that just
there's so much shit to cover.
Right. There's too much. But that's why we have a part 2
when
now.
you're referring to old school wrestling, that's for the Puff the Magic Dragon in the corner of the room there. Old school wrestling is like 1970s, 1980s. What's that? AWA wrestling? No, not NWA.
WWF.
WWWF wrestling.
www.com//
old school wrestling.
I think it was Worldwide Wrestling Federation.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, but TNA It's had its glory days, like every other promotion.
Oh yeah, it's gone downhill a lot since you know, like the Hardys left there, AJ and Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
When they left, it slowly went downhill, and it saddens me because I loved watching TNA.
I didn't mind, having Bischoff and Hogan on there once again because.
And then, of course, going back to Sting and his Joker get-up that he had.
Yes, I didn't talk
Oh
about
my
that last
god.
time.
That was so fucking genius. Yes, it was kind of ripping off Joker, clearly, but it was still one of the greatest things he's ever done in his career.
It's one of the greatest fucking wrestling, greatest things that happen in wrestling is fucking Sting's Joker.
Oh, yeah.
So.
The worst thing that happened to wrestling was Eric Bischoff. I fucking hated Eric Bischoff.
It's funny going back and playing WCW versus NWO Revenge, and you can choose him as a character, and one of his attires is a karate get-up.
Yeah. That's because he used to wear. He's like
I know.
a black belt in karate, which you wouldn't have guessed that because he's a complete puss.
Right, and his time that he spent on Raw from what 02
to 06,
something like that. Yeah, from then and then of course fucking his time on TNA.
Yeah.
He always had people do his bitch work, and like he sold the shit out of his mic skills and whatnot, but he's still a dick.
Yeah.
You can't cover that up. He's a dick.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that.
But you gotta admit, though, he is the greatest general manager of any,
He's good at making people really fucking hate him.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Amazing.
And that's, you got to play the heel like when you're the general manager. That works best for like the whole storyline of wrestling.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how it's always been.
It's easier to screw over the good guys when you're a heel manager.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you thought you had a title match tonight? Well, now it's a triple threat. Fuck you.
Which he did a lot.
And then there was this Teddy Long. He's like, guess what? You could go one-on-one with the Undertaker.
Yeah, but see, Teddy Long was like, he was a nice guy.
He was a really good, babyface general manager.
Yeah.
Just because he was easy to get along with. A lot of people don't realize that he was a referee for the longest time in WWF.
Yeah.
And
Teddy Long?
NWA.
Yeah.
He started out in NWA.
Really?
Yeah. If you go back and see some of the older shit.
How the fuck do you go from referee to fucking general manager?
And the only reason they made him referee
Sucking the boss's dick. That's how.
because they didn't have any other black guys that wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Really?
That's why Teddy Long was referee. Yep.
And that's why
NWA is the only black referee they ever had. Teddy Long.
Teddy Long.
Yeah.
There ain't a lot of black referees.
No.
There's a few now.
Really?
But, yeah.
That's because we
No, I mean,
They're not
talking
as-
old school WCW
Yeah.
or something. You didn't see it. Well,
Like
I don't know why, but-
now there's more, obviously they're not as popular as fucking what was his name? Oh god. He was the older dude he was the main referee and some
Earl
of the
Hebner.
older
Is that the one
Earl
that
Hebner,
twin
yeah.
brother?
Earl Hebner.
Yeah, Earl
Twin
Hebner.
brother that did it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
And then his son's also a referee in
I was going to say
TNA.
Herb Dean, but he's UFC.
He's UFC, dude. It's because you played way
John
too many
Hancock.
years.
You mean Herbie Hancock. But no, when it comes to wrestling and having referees and whatnot, I do gotta say I give WWE a lot of props today because they have female referees now.
Yeah.
And
They got female referees?
yes,
they do.
dude.
I don't watch WWE enough, I guess.
They've pretty much been starting them on NXT to kind of get used to being a referee after they've done their training and whatnot.
Yeah.
But
And they do like men's matches?
for all I know, they've only done women's matches
I was
so
going to say,
far.
because you can't, in almost a lot of matches, you knock out the referee gets knocked over or gets hit or something. That wouldn't vibe real well if it was a female referee and the guy hit her in the head with a fucking chair.
Now, if this was, ending days of WWF, then that'd be completely okay, because that's back when fucking Tori and X-Pac were together and fucking Kane chokeslammed both of them at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
That was okay, because intergender matches, were the shit back then. Look at fucking China.
You couldn't.
Yeah.
She was a great fucking
China was a
Intercontinental
goddamn man if I'd ever seen one. She was built. She was built like a brick shithouse. Fucking China was.
Yeah. China.
Well, so was fucking Beth Phoenix.
Yeah.
No. You need
You
to
realize
look
she's
at,
married to Edge?
That's Beth Phoenix.
Yeah, she's married to Edge. They have kids
But
together.
still, Beth Phoenix compared to like China in her prime, China would break Beth Phoenix in fucking half.
Yeah.
For sure.
But you got
China had fucking had fucking muscles that were probably like 19 inches.
That bitch was ugly.
Yeah, she was.
But you got to give China and Beth Phoenix props because they're very few of the females of WWE's history that have actually been in the Royal Rumble matches.
Yeah.
And Beth Phoenix, she kind of did a cheap shot when it came to eliminating
Khali.
the Great Khali by fucking making out with him as he's falling over the ropes, literally. But
You couldn't pull
You
that with
still-
China because the guy would punch her in the head.
no, she just straight up get in the ring and kick you so hard in the dick that you become female. That's what she would do.
China was, first off, China could probably beat almost anybody in fucking WWF.
Yeah.
Well,
She
considering
was on so many steroids. And if you don't think she was on steroids, you're lying to yourself.
considering she beat Chris Jericho to actually have the fucking Intercontinental Championship after they were co-Intercontinental Champions.
I could beat Chris
Yeah,
Jericho.
so I guess Caden could beat.
Yeah, Chris Jericho's a wuss.
You know what happens
The
when you
reason
talk
why
about
we
Chris
haven't
Jericho?
mentioned him on our fucking podcast before, because Chris Jericho sucks.
Well, you know what happens when you talk crap about Chris Jericho? You made the list!
That's his
I've
best.
seen the Toothless one that beat the shit out of Chris Jericho.
We don't talk about him on here.
You can talk about Chris Benoit.
Chris
You
Benoit.
just can't say he's a good guy. He was a piece
We're
of shit.
gonna have
'cause
to
he
spell
killed
it
his
as Chris Benoit.
Chris
It's-
Bennett.
Chris Benoit was the greatest technical wrestler that ever went.
No doubt.
And he was one of the few that'll actually do a flying headbutt.
Yeah.
Which
And-
is probably why, because he did a good couple thousand of them in his career, why his brain looked like an 80-year-old Alzheimer's patient by the time he had died.
Well, also look at Brock Lesnar and the stupid decision he made to fucking do a shooting star press. And
landed square on his head.
exactly.
And then and it didn't even bother him. He like covered his head for a couple minutes, got back up, and kept wrestling. It's like,
Well,
that's
and
insane.
His early days, you know, he didn't kind of like now, he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But he wasn't as aware of, you know, what he's doing because he almost snapped Shannon Moore's neck when he went to go give him the fucking
Powerbomb?
No, it was some submission move where he had his leg over his neck.
Oh,
And he
yeah,
went to
his
twist him
Twister leg.
over. And if you go and see that video, it's hard to find now
Yeah.
because Shannon Moore, he's not as popular as he should have been, like he was on TNA.
Yeah.
But when you go back and watch, Lesnar has him in that move. He goes to turn, and you could see his neck just And oh my god, it made me cringe the first time I seen it. And oh,
I think
Jesus.
Another time, what match was that where Chris Benoit fucking just completely lacerated his back on that table? What that?
Oh,
what was
where
that?
he split. I mean, it was like from his shoulder to like almost like a good 1.5 gash on his back.
Yeah.
It was the rubber trim on the table, or the plastic trim on the table,
Yeah.
sliced his back open.
Yep,
No, I think
remember
that's
that.
Bob Holly that did that.
No, it wasn't that Benoit?
It might have been.
I'm pretty sure that was Benoit.
It might have been
And
Wall.
yeah.
Bob Holly broke his neck. Who broke Bob Holly's neck?
Brock
Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar, yeah. Of course.
Good.
Because he was doing the
Fucking
powerbomb shit.
This old man's just over here talking mad shit.
Hardcore Holly.
Oh, man. And then you got that dumb shit fucking Crash Holly. Jesus Christ, the
my
worst
God.
fucking hardcore champion of all time. Just because he was a cheap fucking bastard.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's sad. What
I
happened
miss
to
the
him.
hardcore championship. I miss WWE having blood.
WWE doesn't do a lot of hardcore shit anymore.
No.
At all. And that's why AWA needs to come in and completely spice that shit up.
AEW, brother.
AEW, there you go.
All Elite Wrestling.
AWA, you need to bring it back to the 80s.
Yeah. Where
All
cocaine
American
fueled
wrestling.
rampage
That was before
pronos.
AWA.
thrown out.
Take it back to the Cowboy Bob Orton days.
Oh my god, with the fucking cast and shit, he just fucking bop you on the head.
That was ridiculous.
The stupid gimmicks they had back then.
They got stupid gimmicks nowadays.
Yeah.
It is crazy to see the generations that have come and gone through the wrestling industry, especially with like Rikishi and his family that have been in there.
Yeah.
Being related to The Rock, Roman Reigns, the Usos being Rikishi's boys.
Yeah.
And then going back to Rikishi's great-grandfather?
Yeah.
That was in, well, WWE way before it was WWE.
Yeah.
And that's just a huge family that's been in the wrestling industry for a long-ass time. And
I think they're the Anoa'i family.
Yeah, something like that. I can't pronounce that.
Anoa'i and Fatu.
Fatu.
Yeah. And then I think it's
Rikishi is
Speaking
Fatu.
Yeah.
Families, we never said anything about the Guerrero family. There's
Oh,
a shit
talking
ton
about
of
that.
Guerreros.
Eddie Guerrero is one of the best Guerreros ever. And yes, I am talking shit about you too, Chavo.
Yeah, Chavo.
Fucking Chavo. He didn't do nothing.
Who? I always murder that name.
Juventud
Guerrero.
That's Guerrero.
He was good.
That was Guerrero, not Guerrero.
Guerrero.
Yeah, not related.
You're shitting me.
Dead serious.
That's insane. Because
he's the one everybody called Hoovy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear to God they were related.
No, they were tag team partners.
Yeah.
Really?
Him and Rey Mysterio were tag team partners, I think.
Yeah.
Juventud Guerrero and
Which I think
Jr.
Juventud was way better than Eddie. That's just me. I don't know. As far as that goes.
At a certain point. But Eddie, he mastered the craft before he passed. Which, when he died, I fucking bawled like a baby.
Yeah.
And when it comes to rivalries that Eddie Guerrero has had, the one with Rey Mysterio and talking about Dominic, how he's Eddie's son instead, that was one of the best rivalries I have ever seen. And right, that like I wish I could find one of those fucking shirts because I would, if I could go back in time, I'd fucking order one because Eddie was really good at selling that fucking heel shit.
Yeah,
and he has had, before he died, he had one of the best runs of his life. Especially beating, what was it?
Lesnar for the Day Championship.
Was it Lesnar?
It was Lesnar because Goldberg came in and interfered and fucking...
Yeah. God, Eddie was fucking bloody as hell.
Granted, he almost died that time he bladed himself.
Yeah.
And, like, literally crimson that, like, it was bad.
Well, and if you go back and look at the video, like, almost instantly after Lesnar hit him with that one chair shot, almost instantly he was gushing.
No.
Because he got caught with the edge of the chair, and that's what got him. I'm surprised he didn't fucking die from a concussion.
And Lesnar did that? Is that what you said?
I think it was Lesnar, wasn't it?
It was on. It was on a SmackDown.
Leave it to Lesnar. He broke Bob Holly's fucking.
Oh yeah, that was
neck.
JBL.
Yeah, because he fucking.
But he fucking hit him with that chair so hard, and because of shit like that, WWE banned headshots with chairs.
Yep.
Which confuses me because they still have him in the video games.
Yeah.
They let that happen, but The Rock hitting Mick Foley with like 20 fucking chair shots to the head, they just let that fly.
Yeah.
And he waylaid that motherfucker when he hit. It ain't like he just like gently tapped. He hit him like 20 times over with the fucking chair.
Do you know why he got away with that?
Because he's The Rock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But no, fucking when it comes to chair shots, my favorite of all time was The Undertaker laying Mr. Kennedy out with one fucking chair shot, wrapping that motherfucker around his neck.
At Survivor Series.
Yeah, because Kennedy fucking went to go cheat, got caught, canceled the fucking match pretty much, and boom, just wrapped it around him like a fucking scarf, and blood everywhere. Yeah. He was laid the fuck out.
My favorite chair shot was Kane. I think it was Kane. I can't remember. Kane, someone putting Kane's like leg in between the chair and jumping off the top ropes. I can't remember who the fuck that was.
That really wasn't much of a chair shot. It
wasn't a chair shot. It was an intricate move.
It was more using it as like leverage for more pain
to break somebody's
leg. Kind of like what they did to Shawn Michaels years ago when they wrapped it around his neck.
Oh,
and then stomped on it, and he shot up blood like a fucking fountain.
Yeah.
That one, I'm surprised he didn't fucking crush his neck.
I'm surprised that's still on Day-Day Network to this day.
Right. Along with a lot of other fucking bloody-ass matches.
Yeah.
Especially fucking Mick Foley having that barbed wire wrapped around his waist for whenever Edge speared him.
Oh my god.
And Edge fucking, like, he went into shock almost. He was like, oh!
And fucking, when Foley did the fucking, was it the Bulldog? Onto the fucking bat with Edge, and fucking Edge just busted wide open.
Oh, yeah.
That was probably the most gruesome match. One of the most gruesome matches in WrestleMania history.
Oh, yeah.
Probably almost, I would want to say, it's not better than the triple threat tag team TLC match, but goddamn. Oh.
Mick Foley has gone through some shit over the years.
He's been put through multiple fucking flaming tables.
Hell, he's had
Mick Foley is what won over WWE from WCW, I think, because he switched over from WCW to WWE when a lot of people weren't doing so. Like, a lot of the big wrestlers were still in WCW, and Vince McMahon signed fucking Mick Foley, and I think he's what got people into fucking watching WWE, for sure.
It was because of his hardcore.
It's because he was willing to take falls from 20-foot cages.
Exactly, and
that's why
that wasn't even supposed to happen when he got tossed off the cage.
Yeah, but the other 10 times he got tossed off the cage after that kind of affected the ratings of WWE.
Yeah, because, I mean, after that first try, Mick Foley was like, okay, there's a cage, there's a table, fucking launch me.
I don't think it was him sitting in the backstage. Yeah, just go ahead. I think it was Vince McMahon saying, you did it once, you're going to do it again. Or we're gonna fucking end your contract.
If you read your
Mick Foley's probably like, yeah, I don't want to do it again. Fucking get out there and do it.
If you read the fine print of Mick Foley's contract, it says you will be thrown off cages a lot.
You're the only one that's gonna be doing this, and he's the only one that did it.
Ghost pepper chips, fucking hot, but awesome.
They're not that hot, but if I eat about another 2 of them,
oh yeah.
My asshole's going to be on fire tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
You want a ghost pepper chip?
Fuck no.
It ain't that hot.
No.
Not that bad.
It ain't as hot as I thought it was.
Oh.
It's not that bad.
Eat a few more. Trust me. You will love it.
Don't laugh. I swear to God.
But anyway, yeah, Mick Foley, WWE was built on the shoulders of Mick Foley. They wouldn't have got the ratings they got when they were trying to beat out WCW if it wasn't for Mick Foley.
Oh yeah. Mick Foley, every time he knew he was gonna have a cage match of sorts, he just, in his mind as he's walking towards the ring, he looks up, he's like, oh, it's gonna happen again. It's gonna fucking happen again. And then fucking Triple H powerbombs him through. And he almost fucking, if he would have been like 2 feet over it, he probably would have hit that turnbuckle.
Oh yeah.
Not including the time, the same day that he was tossed off by Undertaker.
God damn, them chips are hot.
Yeah. But not including when he got tossed off and through that table by Undertaker. But shortly after, when he came back down to the ring saying he's gonna fucking take more pain, he got chokeslammed through and nearly hit the fucking chair on the way down.
That would suck. Was a tough son of a bitch.
I'm feeling it.
That takes a fucking different kind of person to want to get chokeslammed through a cage. And not only that, but then he'd up the ante by getting thrown on the fucking thumbtacks. Like, almost, he'd probably done it 10 times in his career where you get thrown from the cage onto thumbtack. And it's always Mick Foley that puts down the fucking thumbtacks, dude.
Yeah.
And then he never gets to slam anybody. He's always the first one through.
That's like with TNA, going back to that, with The Abyss.
Oh, my God.
He always brought out a sack of fucking thumbtacks. He would lay them the fuck out. And then somehow he'd end up going through it. Same with the fucking piece of plywood with barbed wire over it. He'd set it up. He'd end up going through it.
Yeah.
It's like he was setting himself up for failure. He's like, this, I'm not going through this time. I went through it.
Abyss?
Yeah, that's
Abyss.
I've heard of him.
He was like a cross between Mankind and The Undertaker of TNA.
You look like you're about to fucking pass out. He's sitting over the. That fucking thing's hot, my
man.
fucking tongue. The Abyss. Who's the Abyss?
He was on TNA. Like I said, he was pretty much like a cross between Mankind and Undertaker over on TNA, and for the longest time he didn't show his face until the Joseph Park fucking character that was supposed to be his brother but was actually him. There's just so much. Now, here's another subject I want to get into, and my wife's going to hate me. When it comes to the females of the wrestling industry, throughout all time, who was your favorite?
Lita. Hardcore, as far as hardcore goes, is Lita. The best looking was probably Trish Stratus.
Yeah.
But Lita, as far as hardcore.
No.
No! Take that back. Stacey Keebler was the best looking.
No.
No. Who's the best looking?
No. She wasn't even a wrestler. It was.
She was for a bit.
No, I'm talking about Chris Benoit's wife. Woman. Kevin Sullivan's wife.
Who was that?
That bitch was juicy, dude.
Anybody who knows who Chris Benoit's wife was, comment below.
Yeah.
And
Look at the picture of her.
we gotta get the name of her. But yeah, I think it was Lita. Trish Stratus, as far as like the best looking, but Lita was the most hardcore.
I liked Lita mainly because at that time I was into the tomboyish chicks.
Right.
Because for some reason that was hot to me back then.
Yeah. A girl that is a tomboy and can kick your ass is going to be hot to anybody. I mean, and looks like Lita did.
Like, she just took a fucking powerbomb from Lesnar, and she's still fucking...
I was upset when they decided to do the live sex thing on Raw with Edge, and no titties were shown. I was like, I don't know how old I was, but I was convinced there was going to be some fucking titties, and nothing happened. Nothing fucking
Honestly,
happened.
I kind of miss the glory days of wrestling when they had the fucking bra and panties matches, just because there was only one wrestling game that actually included those in the game, and I think that was SmackDown vs. Raw
2006.
The first one, or 06.
Those would be the ones that we played with, like Vincent and David.
Yeah.
Yep. And David would always scream, like he'd play RVD and scream flip flop until you belly hop, and he'd jump off like a 80-foot scaffolding.
That was Here Comes the Pain.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's the one game I didn't have. I had SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. I didn't have Here Comes the Pain. And at the time, I wish I had Here Comes the Pain because that was the first game that actually had John Cena in it. And back then, I was huge into John Cena, like I said before. But, yeah, that's one game I never actually got to play. Fucking...
He's digging for beer.
God damn it. Okay, there we go.
It's somewhere in there. I put some in there. No,
My mouth is on fire.
Yeah, hand me one more of them chips.
Your asshole's going to be bleeding by the end of the night.
You're fucking with my sinuses, that's for sure.
I can't breathe. Eat one of these chips. I can breathe. No, besides Lita, I would probably have to say Tori Wilson. And I don't want to say this, but I'm kind of going to have to. Part of it's because I ended up finding a fucking issue of Playboy that she was in under my dad's bed. Dead serious. And holy crap, was it awesome. That was back when WWE actually did that kind of shit with fucking Playboy. Now, you're never going to see it again. But, oh man.
Yeah.
They had Tori Wilson, they had Candice Michelle, which she's long forgotten.
Well, you did have that one girl that leaked a sex tape. Who the hell was that?
Paige.
Paige.
There you go.
She wasn't on Playboy, though.
Yeah, but it's better than Playboy. You can still find it on Google.
Pornhub.
Pornhub, specifically.
Pornhub and Xvideos. Those are the two that
I'm not going to say I have the Pornhub app on my television upstairs.
Back to wrestling. Not happening.
My asshole's on fire.
How's it on fire already?
Did you eat another one of them chips?
Did you eat it through your ass? Is that why it's burning?
Goddamn, it's
You
fucking
don't know.
hot. Eat one of them chips, old man.
No.
The chips are delicious.
No. You ain't that shit.
But
Oh.
back to women's and divas wrestling. In recent news, Ashley had recently passed away. But
Ashley?
Yeah.
Ashley,
Like the
She
one
was
who's only like
punk rock
40.
chick.
What?
She was kind of another tomboyish
Oh, I
chick
know.
on there, but she was only there from like 06 to 08.
How old was she, Logan?
she's like 39.
Yeah. And
The hell did she die from?
she's another one that I crushed on hard. Apparently, it was unfortunately suicide from what they have found out.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you guys want to look into that, do it at your own risk. You know.
Yeah. I mean, there's no pictures, obviously, but
No,
yeah,
there's articles and saying what happened.
lots of articles.
It was a sad day.
You didn't Ashley do Playboy at one point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that issue too. There's a lot of Playboy issues that had WWE women.
They exploited a lot of women. I mean, they allowed a lot
The
of women
Candice
to
Michelle one wasn't as good as it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I will say that. But back to wrestling.
But
Playboy's taking up a lot of this conversation.
in my opinion,
Only about 10 minutes.
the best, one of the best wrestling matches of the mid 2000s. It's McMahon versus Michaels at WrestleMania 22.
Oh, definitely.
No holds barred match.
Definitely. Where is that a no holds bar or TLC match?
No holds barred.
Well, I guess kind of the same thing. Essentially the same thing because you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Now, when it comes to some of the saddest moments in wrestling history, aside from Owen Hart, unfortunately falling off that zip line and dying
Yeah.
horrifically, I might add.
We watched that pay-per-view, didn't we, bud?
Yep.
But not including that, I would have to say my favorite sad moment was Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair.
Yeah.
my
That
And the
God.
retirement.
that
match.
was you could see
Nobody
Shawn
had a
Michaels-
better send off than Ric Flair as far as retirement.
Right.
He had the
And-
best fucking match
and
as far as it goes.
You could see in the match right before it ends, Ric Flair is saying, fucking come at me, give me more, fucking let's do this right. And you could see the mouth movement of Shawn Michaels say, I'm sorry, I love you. And he fucking super kicks his head off the fucking shoulders.
Yeah.
That was a sad fucking moment, and first time I ever seen that, I'm man enough to admit I teared up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because Ric Flair being one of the biggest icons of the
Being
wrestling
the
industry.
greatest wrestler of all time.
Essentially, yes.
Yes.
That's at least the best hype man of all
Yeah.
time. That guy did it better than fucking anybody.
When it comes to hype men, nobody did it better than Jimmy Hart.
No. Well, Jimmy Hart wasn't a wrestler, though,
He
so you
was
can't
a
include him as like
Manager.
a wrestler and hype man.
Yeah,
Ric
but
Flair, as far as every match, he sold every fucking match he was in. He was like the only guy that would cry like a baby when someone would put him in like a lion tamer or put him in like a submission move. He'd sit there, and you could hear him on the camera. Like, they don't do that nowadays.
I remember when fucking Matt Hardy suplexed him off the ladder at WrestleMania 22. And and then have him come back out and fucking finish the match. He didn't win. But probably that's one of the biggest bumps he's ever took. And he was at 60.
Well, he did take a plane crash. I mean, that's probably the biggest bump he ever took.
Yeah, he broke his fucking back. And 6 months later, no less, he was back in the
I was
ring.
watching that 30 for 30 with Ric Flair, where this was probably 2 years ago when they did 30 for 30. But he didn't come up with the persona of like Ric Flair, the high-flying limousine jet riding.
He got it from...
until he got into the plane crash, and after the plane crash, he was like, I'm going to start fucking living.
Yeah.
He's pretty much. Because before that, he was Ric Flair. His actual name, Richard Flair. Well, I think it was Ric Flair. But yeah, it was F-L-E-E-R, Yeah, whatever. But yeah, it was pronounced Flair.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the plane crash where he was like fucking. He just started doing like a bunch of drinking, started promoting himself as the nature boy, the best there is, the best there ever was, the best there ever will be.
That's Bret Hart.
And then even like his wives in the documentary. What's that?
It was Bret Hart.
Okay, well, he didn't start promoting himself as the man before, like, you know, the plane crash.
You're getting really into this conversation. I'm going to tell you the same thing The Rock has told many people. Slow your roll.
Damn.
You better know your role and better
slow your roll and shut your hole.
Oh, man.
The Rock wouldn't make a pimple on Ric Flair's ass.
No, he wouldn't. He really wouldn't.
Now, staying on topic with the Ric Flair thing, one of my favorite moments with Ric Flair when he was on TNA was... What?
We got 1 minute left.
Wah. But anyway, one of my favorite moments with Ric Flair on TNA was when him and... What was that dude's name?
Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal was pretty much doing a character that was like kind of a ripoff of Ric Flair. And it was hilarious just because there was one point where Jay Lethal was in the ring, Ric Flair was on the ramp.
Yeah.
And they were just going back and forth. Woo! 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 It was fucking hilarious. Oh my god. And then, of course, Jay Lethal doing his fucking Randy Savage shit. That was also fucking great.
But yeah.
He did a damn good job, too.
He did.
Anyways,
It's like, anyways.
we gotta start signing off, so
Because
we got about 30 seconds left.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Jones and Fort Podcast Wrestling Part 2.
Part
if you
2.
like this, like the video, if you want to, but you don't have to. Subscribe, but
there's a lot more to come.
There is a lot more to come. There'll probably be Wrestling Part 3, 5 through 76.
But anyway, I'm Spazzy.
I'm King Jones. Or no, he's King Jones.
King Jonesy.
I'm Bud Jones.
Yeah, this is the end
That's
of the podcast.
the old man over
This is
there.
the old man.
Who looks like Jesus right now.
Bye.
Later.